Aligned with the topic on managing cash, a lot of businesses unfortunately will go through tougher times. And one of the really important things to do when losing money is to have laser tight control on what you spend money on, why, and actually does it add value to the business. What you essentially want to do is cut down on all non-essential spending. So if it doesn't keep you alive and it's not a key part of either paying your team or delivering on the product, this could be memberships, this could be licenses, this could be lots of things that you currently spend money on. If you're losing money, you want to get really tight control over every penny that you spend, and anything which is non-essential, cut it. There's a famous saying, and it's almost businesses almost never regret cutting costs too soon, because you can always bring it back and bring those things back into the business. But what you can't afford to do is run out of money and actually have this make the business go under. One of the hardest areas to actually control, and hence why we wanted to mention it within the module, is actually to the cost and the time and the utilization of your team. So imagine you have a team of 3 people, but they're not busy all the time. They come to work, you chat for 20 minutes, half an hour, multiple times a day, etc. What you'll probably find is if you measure your utilization, and your utilization is essentially the number of productive minutes or hours per day spent doing client billable work, which pays the bills, versus what you pay them for. So for instance, it wouldn't be uncommon in a business where you pay someone for 8 hours a day, but they're only really utilized and profitable for 80% of that. That actually might be okay, and your business might be able to handle that. But the truth is, if you're losing money, if you have 4 people or 5 people in the business, it's much better to have 4 team members, each 100% utilized, but it's a profitable business, you're looking after everyone's jobs, and it's a secure, safe place to work, than have 5 and actually one person or the whole group aren't as busy, but as the business owner, the CEO or the boss, actually this is giving you sleepless nights and you can't afford to pay people's wages. It's actually quite difficult to measure utilization, but there are different things that you can do. But actually just a good, honest, conscious control about how busy are the team. Because the truth is, it's much better to have 3 good people you pay well than have 4 average ones that each get paid, but actually it's a very inefficient machine, which actually costs money, it's inefficient, and could actually cause the failure of your business. Relating to this, when you're losing money, really do everything you can to cut your costs. Really look at your team and actually, is it fully utilized, and do you actually need every role within the business? Could you outsource some of the contracts and almost have someone on a flexible arrangement as opposed to a contracted paid employment? There are actually too many things to kind of cover for different things for different people to do. Some people might raise external finance to cover the gap, but I would only recommend doing that if you have guaranteed income, that it's maybe a particular contract which you know is profitable, which you can finance perhaps through a loan. But actually, in terms of the nuts and bolts basics, always cut your costs and cover your costs first. So hopefully that is just something to consider. This is a very nuanced option, and likewise get advice from a finance professional or someone about your specific circumstances. But do keep in mind the concept of utilization for your business. So if you have a team, it is really important to know how busy are they, and actually is there any slack in the system, and also be brutally honest that do you have too big a team for actually what you need? And especially when you're losing money, this might be somewhere to look as well. So if you have any questions or you would like to talk through this in person, please feel free to jump on any of the live classroom sessions or email questions@roadmapmba.com. But I would just reiterate again that if you can get genuine advice on your own personal circumstances from your accountant or your bank or whichever, but good solid cost control is really important, even if you're a really profitable business, because actually it will help you make more money. The more money that you make, the more you can invest back in. So hopefully this has been interesting, but if you've got any questions, please don't hesitate to ask.